If you are, let's say, 40, right? Retirement in most countries is about 65. I know back then it used to be about 62. They push it up to about 65 right now. So if you are 40, we're just going to put the number at 40. If you are 40, you have literally 20, exact 25 years before you get your retirement. Now, a lot of companies, they require you to be in the company for 25 years before you get a full package. I am one of those people who work for a company where the company requires me to work with them for 25 years before I fully collect my retirement package. And a lot of other companies does that as well. I have friends, their company requires the same thing. You have to give them 25 years of work experience or work history in order for them to give you your full package. So, if you are 40, you enter into, let's say you enter into a company that you really want to work for right now at the age of 40, you are set. At the age of 65, you get your full retirement. Now, if you decide to go to school, you have to subtract that 4 or 5 years you're going to sit in school. So think about it very, very carefully. The next reason is if you're trying to buy a house at the age of 40, most lenders, banks, wherever you get your mortgage from, they give you about 25 to 30 years before you pay off that mortgage. Now, here's the thing. Of course, you can pay it off faster if you make double payments and stuff like that, or extra payments on your mortgage. Yes, you can pay it off faster. I understand a lot of people, they value education, and including myself, I will always advocate for someone getting educated. Now, there's a difference when someone is getting educated to get a job and they're just getting educated to gain more knowledge. Now, if you want to gain more knowledge, yeah, of course, go back to school and educate yourself. Now, if you're going back to school to get a job or to get a better job, at the age of 39, in your late 30s, going into your 40s, or even if you're in your 40s, sitting in a classroom for 3, 4, 5 years to get some type of degree, master's, to get that right now in order for you to get a good job, it does not make any sense. Technology is moving faster than anything right now. By the time you finish going for what you're going for, AI will probably do that job for you. I mean, if you're not doing anything that is hands on, like construction or HVAC or something like that, then if you going in to school for any type of education that requires you to sit in front of a computer, in 4 or 5 years from now, it's going to be really difficult for you to upkeep with that fast pace of technology. There are multiple ways you can get into something that you want to get into by just getting a certificate. And a lot of people will agree to disagree. And I've seen it plenty of times. There are plenty of people that will tell you they're making six figures and only with a certificate. So, for example, if you're into tech, you get a simple tech certificate like CompTIA, or you can get Red Hat certified. You can get Cisco certified. Most of these certificates just require just a couple weeks of your full attention. If you're into project management, you go get your PMP certificate. So there are lots of ways you can enter into the job market without having an education. So literally like sitting in a classroom for 4 or 5 years right now, if it's not a job that requires you to be hands-on, it does not make any sense. And we are seeing this right now with the whole AI boom. So think about it. Now, don't get this misunderstood. I'm here for education, and if you want to get an education just to gain more knowledge, then fine, go ahead and do it. But if you're thinking that you have to sit in a classroom right now and collect some type of credential, like a master's or a degree, in order for you to upbring your life or upkeep your life or to upgrade your life, just don't do it yet. But the thing here is, you are at a certain age right now. You are 40. 40 is not old. You have a lot of energy right now in you. You still have it. And as much as people want to complain and argue about, I'm 40, I'm getting old, my knees don't work as it used to, I get it, because back when I was younger, I used to do a lot of plyometrics. Workout, no, I can't do it anymore. I'm very cautious, but I still go jogging. Now, here is the thing though, you are 40. You have a lot of energy in you still. So you can go out there and work. Push yourself, work, do some overtime if you have to, and save your money and get what you need to get. If you're looking to buy a house, save that money and get that house. You still have a lot of energy. Now, if you're in your 40s and you deciding to go back to school in order for you to upgrade, by the time you finish school, you're exhausted. The time you get into the workplace, you're exhausted. You cannot put in that much time, and before you know it, 50 is up on you, 60 is up on you, and that's it. The next thing that we have to look into right now, if you at a certain age, if you in your 40s, lots of companies prefer younger people. And I understand, and I don't want you to feel like, okay, you're not worthy of getting a job. You are. However, I can tell you right off bat, there is a lot of companies who wants younger people working for them. And here are some reasons why. A lot of companies don't really care about the experience that an older person have right now, because as I said in the beginning, technology is moving, and it's moving really fast. So there are many companies who believe that the younger audience, the younger people, will bring in the new tech stack in their company. They will bring in the new ideas. They will bring in new ways to do things. And to be honest with you, the younger crowd, the younger people, the younger employees, they're bringing in technology that is faster, because these younger people, they don't want to work. They just want to make their money and go home, right? Their home is their sanctuary. They go home, they're on TikTok, they're content creators, they're streamers. They have things to do. It's not like the older people that when they finish work, they have to go home and take care of their kids and do other things. So they they have time. They would lollygag, as my grandma would say. The older people, they would take their time and they would do things. The younger people, they're looking for shortcuts. For example, we in our late 30s, we would most likely to do things manually, and we're most likely to do things properly, and we're most likely to look over things. But the younger crowd right now, they would do AI to automate everything, and they're getting the work done fast, because at 5 o'clock they want to clock out and go home and deal with whatever they have to deal with. We would take our time and we will do things manually. So the companies, they really do enjoy the younger people. As much as we want to say something about younger folks, companies do really enjoy them. They do enjoy the new technology, they do enjoy the younger face. They like the younger folks. So if you are in your 40s, you really skating on thin ice right now with jumping into a career. Now, on the other hand, yes, there are times companies would appreciate an older person because they think an older person is more responsible. But now companies don't care about like who is more responsible than who. They just want to create that product and get that product out, get that service out. So anything that have to do with responsibility and respect, companies don't really care about that now. So yes, going into trying to go into the workforce right now with trying to upgrade your life right now, um by going and sit in classroom for 4 or 5 years, logically, to me, it does not make any sense at all. My advice for you is to jump in right now. Get a job. Look for a job. You will get it. I know um, a lot of you guys may think that it's so complicated to get a job right now, and it is. It is. But just keep on applying, keep on going. I had a friend that said to me, I spent 4 years looking for a job. I could have just went back to school for that 4 years. And yes, if you home 3, 4 years, you haven't found a job, of course, when you're home and you're not doing anything, this is the perfect time for you to be acquiring all the certificates you can. Now let me give an example. There are people who go to school for a particular subject, right? Okay, I'm going to use myself as an example. When I went to school, I took computer programming, and when I was looking for a job, they did not care if I have my college degree in computer programming. They did not care. They just wanted to know, are you Linux certified? Are you CompTIA certified? Are you Red Hat certified? Are you Cisco certified? Right? And the only um job that didn't ask me for any type of certificate was the software development job. They did not ask me for a software development certificate. My credential from school was good enough for them. However, I had to show extensive project on the programming language they were hiring for. So they were hiring for a C++ role, and I had to show extensive C++ projects. So, you're going to school for a master's right now just so you can get a job. It really doesn't make sense, because you can finish that course and you're still not going to get a job. You still would have to wait and wait and look for jobs. So what's the solution to not going to school? I said it before. Stack up on a bunch of certificates. You go to school, you don't go to school, they're still going to ask you for certificates. You can go to school and take project management for 4 or 5 years, they're still going to ask you for your PMP certificates. You go to hairdressing school, they're still going to ask you for your license. So, my thing here is stack up on a bunch of certificates, get a bunch of certificates, and when you are looking for job, always say this, and I would not stop saying this. Do not listen to the negative comments you see online about LinkedIn. LinkedIn helped a lot. All of my jobs that I've gotten was from LinkedIn. LinkedIn helped a lot. Up, uh, do up your LinkedIn, upgrade your LinkedIn. Listen, when you have a great LinkedIn, recruiters will reach out to you before you reach out to them. And many of people can tell you they got their job by recruiters reaching out to them. They never reached out to the recruiters. So do your LinkedIn, upgrade your LinkedIn, update your LinkedIn, put a proper picture on there. And if you can, make videos and put it on LinkedIn. Now, you don't have to make extensive long videos that shows your face. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to have a camera. You just need a mic. And trust me, every one of us have a mic. So if you have one of those little Apple microphone that we got in back in the days, or you have your AirPods, any mic. I know a lot of us have headphones. You can record on your computer. Just link your mic to the computer and record, just screen record little samples of what you're into. So, for example, if you into project management, you can record little things about project management, like what is agile methodology, what is waterfall. You can record all those things. What is DevOps? If you're into programming, you make short videos on different programming language. You describe or you show a little bit of Python code and how did you get to this solution. It trust me, it makes a lot of difference when you update your LinkedIn. and you gather a bunch of certificates. Now, getting these certificates is fun. I never like really went for a certificate and it was boring. Getting these certificates is actually so much fun. Like getting the CompTIA certificate, it was fun. Like you actually was very, I was very hands-on in looking at computer stuff and different parts of the computers. It's really fun. However, I'm a person, I don't like to fix computers. That's not me. So yes, CompTIA was fun. However, I prefer Security Plus and um, Linux. But get your certificate. Certificates are actually like really fun. And I think the PMP certificates is only 2 days. 2 days of classroom. Yes, you have a lot of work to do, but you can hammer this down within like you go to the class, you get your notes, you hammer it down, you take 2, 3 days, you study, you go get your PMP license. Many other people can tell you learn Tableau. Tableau is like a really cool piece of software to learn, and a lot of data analysis they use Tableau. Tableau is really good. So learn something, learn a particular thing. Right now nobody cares about the broad aspect of what you're into, right? So for people who like me who go for computer programming, nobody cares about like this broad term computer programming. Every company wants you to niche down in what you went to school for. So if you went to school for computer programming, you I have to niche myself down to say I'm into software development, or I'm into data, or I'm into web development. I cannot do everything under the umbrella of computer programming. And that's, to me, that's why a lot of people waste time going to school, because they go to school for the broader term, and then when you finish it's just like all of this I didn't need it. I just need this one particular part of computer programming, which is software development or Linux. So niche yourself down into the career that you want to go into. So if you want to go into finance, niche yourself down in finance and just go for that specific certificate. Now, when you get into the role you get into, then you can think about going back to school and sitting in class to educate yourself more, to apply yourself more at the company. And a lot of people, what they do, and if I could have go back in time, that's something that I would probably do. I would probably go to school, like get a job, and then let the company pay for my education. But I was, I didn't do that. But if I have to go back to school, that would be the route I would take. I would find a job first and then let the company pay for my education. So let me summarize everything that I said in this video. I'm not using pen or paper, so I'm going based off what I have in the back of my head. So get as much certificate as you can. If you are 40, in your 40s, get as much certificate before you go sit in school for 4 or 5 years. Now, the reason why I say get certificates, you only have about 25 years, 25 solid years to give to a company in order for you to get your retirement package. Next thing, you only have about 25 to 30 years to pay off that mortgage. That's what they give you. That's what most mortgages company would give to a person when you want to get a house. Now, the next thing is, you don't want to sit in a class for 4 or 5 years. By the time you're done, AI is automating that task already. To get a job into that area will most likely be a hassle for you. Just niche down yourself, get certificate based on what you want, and don't forget, update your LinkedIn. So that's it for this video. I hope you did learn something. If you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and I will see you in the next video.